Happy Monday to you all. Yes, I am back, and it's good to be here with you. I want to begin our time together with the lighting of a candle. We light a light in the name of the God who creates life, in the name of the Son who loves life, in the name of the Spirit who is the fire of life. And I want to begin with the reading from the Hebrew scriptures. That was one of the lectionary lessons from yesterday. So I hope you bear with me. Not sure if Pastor Bob preached on it. I did not watch the service yesterday. But this is one of those passages that has sparked my imagination over the years. And so when I saw it was part of the lectionary, I thought, oh, good. Okay, let's dive into this a little bit. So listen now for God's word to you as I read from the 33rd chapter of the book of Exodus. Moses said to the Lord, "See, you have said to me, bring up this people, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. Yet you have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my sight. Now if I have found favor in your sight, show me your ways, so that I may know you and find favor in your sight. Consider too that this nation is your people." He said, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." And he said to him, "If your presence will not go, do not carry us up from here. For how shall it be known that I have found favor in your sight, I and your people, unless you go with us? In this way we shall be distinct, I and your people, from every people on the face of the earth." The Lord said to Moses, "I will do the very thing that you have asked, for you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name." Moses said, "Show me your glory, I pray." And he said, "I will make my goodness pass before you and will proclaim before you the name the Lord. And I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy." But he said, "You cannot see my face, for no one shall see me and live." And the Lord continued, "See, there is a place by me where you shall stand on the rock. And while my glory passes by, I will put you in a cleft of the rock, and I will cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen." The word of the Lord. Now, at the time that I first became aware, I guess, of this passage or attracted to it, that it first sparked my imagination, there was a song that was playing on the Christian radio by Third Day called "Show Me Your Glory." And I think that was probably part of it because I enjoy music, so I would listen to the song, and just that invitation that Moses made to God, "Show me your glory." How am I going to know that you're with me, oh God, unless you show me your glory, unless you show me the places, the ways that you are present, not only in my life, but in the life of your people, God, because you've called us your people. So show us, how are you with us? Show me your glory. And I wrestled with that because that's what I do. And what the meaning of glory is. Is glory all just fame and glory like we think of it today? Being rich and powerful, that type of thing? Or does glory have a different meaning than what we attribute to it in our American society? And one of the insights that I received from my Hebrew class was the Hebrew professor talking about glory, and the word in Hebrew is kavod. And I remember her saying, a very small woman, but she was saying in as deep a voice as she possibly could, "Kavod, show me your kavod, show me your weightiness." That's why she was saying it that way. that glory isn't necessarily something that's sparkly and draws a lot of attention to itself. It's something more deep, more weighty, important. Show me your weightiness, O God. Show me the depth of meaning here in this moment. That kind of starts us on the path of understanding what kabod is, what the glory of God is. So, another way that I would like to share with you a personal story about kabod, the glory of God, and the reality that sometimes you only see the glory of God after the fact, after God has passed by. Sometimes when you're in the midst of a situation, it's very chaotic and confusing, and you're not quite sure how God is present in God's own mysterious way in the situation. So it's only after the situation is over, only after things have happened, that you can look back. And right, they say 2020 is hindsight, 2020 hindsight is 2020. That's the way it goes. Hindsight is 2020. This is, I think, a similar kind of notion, that only when we take the time to sift through the stuff of our lives, the wonderful stuff as well as the painful stuff, when we take the time to sift through those things, then perhaps we can see the glory. We can see the gifts of God that are there, the ways that God is present in our lives. Though, as Jacob, another patriarch of the faith, said, though we may not have known it at the time, God was present. So, this personal story I will share with you, I believe I shared with you earlier that a dear aunt of mine died. It was 2 years ago this past week. So that was something that I also reflected on this week. And somebody who was just very dear to me, who showed me what unconditional love looks like at a very young age. And just so somebody that I adored and cherished. And I had this email exchange with her 10 years ago now. I looked at this, the time stamp on it. It was in October or something of 2010. So, no, July of 2010. So it was 10 years ago that I had this very brief conversation with her. And at the time, I was in a place of sadness and darkness and turmoil, and there wasn't any light, it seemed, that could penetrate that. Nobody could tell me something good about myself and I would believe it. It just wouldn't happen. That's the place that I was in 2010. And she sent me this message that I did not listen to at the time. And this is the message. And bear in mind, she's 9 years older than me. So she was kind of more of a big sister to me than an aunt. Anyway, so this is what she wrote to me way back in 2010 when I did not have ears to hear. She wrote, I will never forget the lessons that you taught me when you were just a young one. We have a kindred spirit, and I will always hold you in a special place in my life. And now I can receive that message. In 2010, I could not. In 2010, I brushed it away. And that's actually the last message I ever received from this woman who meant so much to me, but at the same time felt the need to disconnect from her past. And I didn't hear from her again. So the glory to me today is to take these words from someone that I adored so much, and to recognize that the blessing flowed both ways, that she also adored me, and that there were other things at play, things that I don't understand, I don't know about, so that she chose, to disconnect for the rest of her earthly life. But I am grateful for this memory that I have of her, for these few words that I have from her, and I believe that God has shown me glory in hindsight. And that's a wonderful thing. It's also painful. I can't disguise that. It is painful. But I trust in the work of God, who works through the messy, ordinary, and extraordinary stuff of our lives to bring us deeper into the truth of who God is and the love that God has for us. So there's kind of a heavy way to start a week for you. Kabod kind of way to start the week. But I pray indeed that the glory of God would touch you in some wonderful, meaningful way this week. Peace be with you all.